So this is the 16th session on relative velocity. So this is in continuation of the 14th and 15th session. So the problem is same as was being discussed in the last two sessions, 14th and 15th, 14th and 15th session. So the problem details are, diagram has been drawn here. Entire detail of the problem is given in the 14th session. Okay. So we have now to find this APG. P denotes the slider. All the details have been shown. So P meaning this slider. You have to now find APG. Fine. So APG has to be determined. I am writing it here. APG has to be found out. We have to find out the value of APG in IJ notation. So again, it's a rotating frame. M is this rotating frame. Details are all given. Okay. Omega, beta, everything has been specified. I'll write it here again just for convenience. Omega is given to be 4k radian per second anti-clockwise. So it's 4k radian per second. And beta is given to be 2k radian per second square with respect to ground. So APG has to be found out. So M is a rotating rod frame. So to find APG, we have to first define point A, capital A, which location of rod M will take to be point A. So first we take A1 to be point A. Okay. So we take A1 to be point A. A1 will be taken to be the point A. Now we find this VPG. Alright. APG. So we write down the formula for APG. General formula for acceleration has already been given in the previous videos. Okay. So it is in the 13th video, it was given, proof was completely specified. So VPF instead of, APF, instead of APF we write APG, that is equal to APM plus AAF. Instead of A we take A1 and instead of F we take ground frame. So A1G, alright, plus beta cross RPA. So beta cross RPA1 plus 2 omega cross VPM. Okay, plus omega cross RPA. Instead of RPA, we write RPA1 because A1 is point A. So we evaluate all these terms here and we get APG. Fine. Now each of these terms are being evaluated. APM we know. APM is given to be how much? APM is given to be 3 meter per second square along positive x direction. So how much is APM? APM is given to be 3 meter per second square along positive x direction at this instant. So APM will be written as 3 I hat meter per second square. A1G. Now A1 is the material point of the rod which is fixed at left hand O with respect to ground. So since A1 is permanently fixed with respect to ground, its acceleration with respect to ground is 0. So A1G becomes 0. So this term goes away. Now we have to know beta cross RPA1. So beta we know 2k, it is given. So beta cross RPA1 will be, I am writing it here. So beta cross RPA1, beta is just equal to 2k. RPA1 is nothing but vector from A1 to P, that is just equal to A type. So A cross A type. 2 into 8, 16 k hat cross I hat j hat, that is equal to 16 j hat meter per second square. Okay, fine. This term we have found. This term also, this term we have found. Now this term, 2 omega cross VPM. Omega vector is nothing but 4k. So 4k cross VPM. VPM is nothing but 5i. That we have already given. This problem specified, it has been discussed. So it will be how much? 40 times k hat cross I hat is nothing but j hat meter per second square. Alright. Now we have to know how much omega cross RPA1, that we have to determine. Alright. So omega cross RPA1 I will determine here. So omega cross RPA1 will be written as, I will write this first omega itself. Here omega I will write 4k. Omega will be written as how much? 4k. And RPA1 is nothing but how much? It's nothing but 8 meter, 8i. This is equal to 8i. Okay, fine. Beta cross RPA also we took 8i, alright. So 4 into 8, 32 k cross ij. So 32 comes outside. 32. And this omega is again 4k hat. And k cross I is nothing but j hat. So 4 into 8, 32. 32 comes outside. and this omega we write 4k into, so 32 into 4 is 128, k hat cross j hat is minus I hat, so minus 128 I hat. So the last term is this much. So all terms have been evaluated, we'll put in this, add up them, then we get APG. Okay, I'll write this one, okay, fine. So what do we get? We get APG, we add all the terms. First term APM is given to be 3i plus AA1G, which is 0, plus beta cross RPA1 is 16J, okay, plus 2 omega cross VPM. 2 omega cross VPM is nothing but 40J, okay, plus omega cross RPA1, that is equal to minus 128i. So this will be equal to 3i minus 128i minus 125i hat plus 40 plus 16, 56j hat. Meter per second square. This is therefore the required answer. Okay. So now in this problem we took A1 to be the point A and we got this answer minus 125i plus 56j. Fine. Minus 125i and 56j. This was the answer which we obtained. In this we took A1 to be point A. Now what we do, we take A2 to be point A and then find APG. If the method is, if there is no calculation mistake, again we should get the same answer. Fine. So this one I am rubbing, okay. Okay, fine. So now we take, what we do, we take A2 to be point A. A2 we know it is nothing but the A2 is the midpoint of the rod, okay, fine. And then we find APG now again. So we again write down the formula APG, formula for APG in terms of A2. So what do you say? APG, APM will get plus AF, instead of A we take A2, instead of F we have ground frame. So A2G plus beta cross RPA, instead of A we have A2. So beta cross RPA2, fine, plus 2 omega cross VPM plus omega cross RPA2, okay, fine. Now evaluate each of these terms separately again. So APM is how much? Acceleration of ring with respect to rod, which is given to be how much? 3 meter per second square along positive x direction. So 3i meter per second square. Alright. Then now we write APM, AA2G. Now AA2G is what? Acceleration of point A2 with respect to ground frame. That is A2. So I rub this one, okay. Okay, now AA2G has to be found out. Now to find AA2G, I'll show it in a separate diagram here. This is the x-axis, this is the left hand origin, this is y-axis, this is the rod, okay. This is A2, A2 is nothing but the midpoint of the rod. So its distance from the origin is 5 meter. So you can see that as rod rotates about O, A2 will move in a circle with respect to ground frame, whose center is at point 2 and radius is 5 meter. So if you draw the trajectory of A2, it is this circle. I am not drawing the full circle, okay, fine. So this is A2. So A2 moves in a circle with respect to ground, his center is at this point and radius is 5. So from the theory of circummotion kinematics of point, velocity and acceleration of A2 will have two components. A component omega square into radius towards center and r beta along tangent. So AA2G will be the vector sum of these two terms. So what do we say for AA2G? Instead of AA2G we write omega square r. Omega is equal to 4, we know. So 4 square. And r is how much? 5. This will be equal to minus I hat. plus r beta. R is how much? 5. And beta is how much? Beta is equal to 2 radian per second square anti-clockwise. So 2 into 2 into j hat. This tangent will be along y-axis. So this is equal to minus 80i plus 10j. Minus 80i plus 10j meter per second square. This is A to G. So this term also we have got. Now we have to find beta cross RPA2. So beta cross RPA2. Now beta is how much? Beta we know is how much? Beta we know it is 2k. As specified in the 14th and 15th video. So 2k cross RPA2. RPA2 is the vector from A2 to P. P is somewhere here. This distance is 8, this is 5, this distance is 3 meter along positive x direction. So RPA2 is the vector from A2 to P, which is 3i. So 2k cross 3i. This becomes equal to 6k cross I is j. 6j meter per second square. So this term also has been evaluated. So this term will be same as was previously. It has nothing to do with point A. So 2 omega cross VPM becomes 2 times. Omega is nothing but 4k. And VPM is nothing but 5i, as you might remember it in the 14th and 15th video. So 4 into 5, 20 into 2, 40, and k hat cross I hat is j hat. 40 j hat meter per second square. So this term also we have evaluated. Now this last term we have to evaluate. Omega cross RPA2. So this term also we have got already. A to G we have found here. Now we have to know omega cross RPA2. So we evaluate this term here. Omega cross RPA2 will be written as, omega vector will be what? Omega vector will be written as 4k. Like this omega itself here. I'll evaluate this, then I'll write down omega. This omega will be 4k cross RPA2. RPA2 is nothing but from A2 to P. 3 along positive x axis, so 3i. So this is equal to 4k. This omega is 4k cross 4 into 3, 12, k hat cross I hat, j hat. So 12 j hat, 4 into 12, 48, and k hat cross j hat is minus I hat. So omega cross RPA2 is minus 48i meter per second square. All the terms have been fully evaluated. We substitute all of them here and add them, then we get APG. Fine. So now I'll rub this, okay. So now, what do you say? We get, see, APG equal to APM. APM is nothing but 3i. Okay. Then we have A to G. A to G is minus 80i plus 10j. Minus 80i plus 10j. This is equal to A to G. Okay. Beta cross RPA2. Beta cross RPA2 is nothing but 6j. So 6j. Alright. Alright, then we have 2 omega cross VPM, which is nothing but 40j. 40j. Alright. Then we have this omega cross RPA2, which is minus 48i. 48 into minus I. Alright. So how much will this be? Minus 128 and 3, minus 125i. And 40, 10 and 6, 56. So again we have obtained the same answer. See. We have again obtained the same answer as you can see it just now. So APG will be minus 125 I hat plus 56 j hat meter per second square. So again we have got the same answer by taking point A to also to be point A. We have got the same answer again. Fine. So now I'll rub this also, okay. Alright. Now we rub this, okay. Now what we do, we take A3 to be point A and then find APG. Again, if you correctly carry out the calculations, then again we should get the same answer again as we obtained by taking A1 and A2 to point A respectively. Fine. So I'll rub this again. See, in preparation for IITJEE Advanced, to know a particular concept, only half or portion of it is not good. Either you don't know anything or you know fully. If you remain in between, neither you are this way nor you are that way. Especially if it's an important concept. So you can't ignore these concepts. They are some basic fundamental concepts. So you must know fully. Even if you go outside the syllabus also, there is no harm. If you have knowledge, it's always going to help you. It's always going to be helpful. Knowledge is never harmful. If you have more knowledge of physics, it's going to be much more advantageous for you in JEE Advanced. Okay. So now we take the last case. We take A3 to be the point A, and then we find out APG. All right. So now first of all, what we do, we write down the expression for APG. Okay. Then what we write? APG is equal to APM. So APM plus AF. Instead of A, we take A3. Instead of F, we have ground frame. A3G. Fine. All right. A3G. All right. Plus beta cross RPA3. All right. Plus 2 omega cross VPM. All right. Plus omega cross RPA3. These are the terms which you get. Now this term is already been evaluated before. This also we have already evaluated. Then no change is going to be there. Only change will be in this term, and this term. These terms we have to separately evaluate and then substitute them to get APG. All right. So now see, how do we write this APM? APM is same thing. No problem. It is given. It's nothing but 3i. So APM is 3i. All right. So I'll write it here. Okay. So this right I'll repeat here. APM is just equal to 3i meter per second square. 3i hat meter per second square. Now what about this 2 omega cross VPM? That is same. I'll write it here just for the sake of reference. Omega is nothing but 4k and V nothing but 5i. So 4 into 5, 20 into 240 and k hat plus I hat j hat. 40 j hat meter per second square. This is 2 omega cross VPM. Fine. So 2 omega cross VPM is equal to 40 j hat meter per second square. So this term we have already got. This term also we have already got. Only these three terms we have to evaluate. So now we have to know A3G. All right. So for this finding these terms, I'll write them here separately. So we have to find A3G now. A3G. So how to find A3G? That is the question. So I draw the relevant diagram here. I'll show the A3 to be here. A3 is this point. You know it. Its coordinates are 3, 4. Okay. And this is the ring P. Its coordinates are 8, 0. And this is point O, which is fixed in ground. Okay. So just now you see, if you join, this is R, root under 3 square plus 4 square 5 meter. This is theta. All right. So now we know that R cos theta is 3. R cos theta is 3. And R sin theta is just equal to 4. This we know. All right. So now we know, as we have discussed previously in 15th video also, A3 moves in a circle whose center is at this point and radius is R. So A3 will be this. This is circular motion of A3. This is omega and beta. Both have the sense anti-clockwise. So point A3 moves in a circle with respect to ground whose center is at this point and radius is R. So acceleration of A3 with respect to ground will have two components. A component omega square R towards the center and a component R beta along tangent. So acceleration of A3 with respect to ground will be the vector sum of these two terms. Alright. So what do we write here? We write like this, see. We write like this. A3G will be sum of these two terms. Alright. Acceleration towards centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration. Vector sum of these two. So now how do we write this one? This we have to write down in vector notation. So if we extend it like this theta, this also theta, opposite angles, omega square R cos theta minus I, omega square R cos theta into minus I hat, plus omega square R sin theta into minus j hat. Alright, this is the centripetal acceleration of point P, A3, and plus tangential acceleration R beta also. That also has to be expressed in IJ form. So this is theta, this is also theta. This is 90 degree minus theta, so this will be theta. So tangential acceleration will be written as R beta cos theta j and R beta sin theta minus I. So we write it like this: beta times R cos theta into j plus beta into R sin theta into minus I hat. Alright, this is A3G. Now we substitute the values here. Omega is 4, the 4 square becomes 16, and R cos theta is nothing but 3. So omega square becomes 16. R cos theta is 3, so 3 minus I hat. Alright, omega square is again 16. R sin theta is nothing but 4. So 4 into minus j hat. Alright, plus beta r cos theta. Beta is how much? Beta we know is given to be 2 radian per second square. And r cos theta is nothing but 3. So 2 into 3 into j. Alright, plus r beta sin theta. Beta is again how much? 2. And r sin theta is how much? 4 into minus I hat. Okay, so we add all these terms, then we get A3G. Alright, so we write A3G here. So A3G becomes how much? A3G becomes 16 into 3 minus 48I minus 64J. 16 into 4, 64 minus 48I minus 64J minus 48I minus what? 64J. Alright, and 2 into 3 6J and 2 into 4 minus 8I. So this becomes minus 48 and minus 8 minus 56I minus 58J minus 64 plus 6 minus 58 minus 58J. This we have got A3G, meter per second square. Okay, so this term has been evaluated, this term has been evaluated. Now we have to evaluate this term, beta cross RPA3. Fine. Okay, now A3G we have already obtained, so I will rub this one. Okay, fine. So A3G has been obtained. Now we have to know this beta cross RPA3. So beta cross RPA3. Beta, as we know, it is nothing but 2k hat. RPA3 is the vector from A3 to P. This we already found previously while finding this VPG, omega cross RPA3. Omega cross RPA3. RPA3 we have evaluated 8I minus 3I minus 4J as shown in the 15th video. So RPA3 is from A3 to P. 8 minus 3, 5I and 0 minus 4, so minus 4J. 8 minus 3, 5I and 0 minus 4, minus 4J. So 2 into 5, 10 k hat cross I hat. 2 into 4 will be how much? 8. 8 k hat cross what? J hat. K hat cross I hat becomes J, so 10J. K cross J becomes minus I, minus plus 8I. So this is beta cross RPA3. This term also has been evaluated. All the terms have been evaluated now. We add all of them, then we get APG. Fine. Now I rub this one, okay? So we add all these terms, we write it, we carry out the final calculation here. So APG will be written as APM. APM is how much? 3I. So 3I plus A3G. A3G is how much? Minus 56I minus 56I minus 58J. Minus 56I minus 58J. Fine. Then 2 omega cross VPM. That term we have 40J. So plus 40J. Okay. And then what about beta cross RPA3? 10J plus 8I. I missed this term here, no? APM is this. A3G is this. Beta cross RPA3 I missed here. I'll rub it. APM is 3I. A3G is this much. Beta cross RPA3 is how much? That is 10J plus 8I. 8I plus 10J. Okay. Plus 2 omega cross VPM is 40J. 40J. Alright. Plus omega cross RPA3. Omega cross RPA3. That I haven't yet evaluated. I'll have to evaluate this. Okay. So this is still remains to be evaluated. I'll just evaluate it, then I'll put the final answer here. Okay. So I'll rub this one. All the terms have already written here. Na? Okay. Only after this term has to be calculated. That was left out. So I'll just calculate and then substitute here. Omega cross RPA3. So omega becomes 4K cross 4K. And RPA3, just now I told you how much is RPA3. RPF will be 5i minus 4j. Is it clear? So that becomes 8 minus 3, 5i minus 4j. So this will become 4k hat cross 4 k hat cross I hat. So 4 into 5, 20. K hat cross I hat. K cross I is nothing but j. And 4 into 4, 16. K hat minus 16 k hat cross j hat. Alright. So this becomes 4 k hat cross 20 j hat. K cross j hat is minus I. So plus 16i. Alright. And now evaluate this k cross 4 into 20 into 4, 80. K hat cross j hat minus I hat. And 4 into 16, 64. K hat cross I hat is nothing but j hat. Minus 80i plus 64j. Last term is this one. So I'll write it here. This term I'll copy it here. Okay, fine. So how much do we get there then? We get here minus 80i plus kya? 64j. Now let's carry out the calculation. 3i minus 56i. Minus 50. This will be how much? How much is I? 3 and minus 56. Minus 53. Minus 53. And how much did we get here? We should get minus 125. Huh? Okay. So 80 and 56 is how much? 80 and 56 is 136. And 136 minus minus 80i plus 64j. How much do we get here? How much do we get here? 8, 11. 80 or 56 is how much? 80 and 56 is 136. And 136 and 11 is how much? 136 minus 11 is 125. So this we get minus 125 I hat. And j, how much we get? 64 or 40. How much will 104j? And plus 10. 104 or 10 will be how much? 114. 114 minus 58. How much? 56. How much will it be? Tell me. 15. 50 minus 8. Okay. So 50. This becomes 50. 50 minus 58. Minus 8. Minus 8 plus 64. 56. So we have got the same answer again. Minus 125i plus 56j meter per second square. Okay. We have got the same answer as we obtained by taking, as we obtained APG by taking A1 and A2 to be point A. A3 also we have taken to be point A, and we have got the finally the same answer again. So it is correct. So this you can check the calculation. Minus 56 and minus 80. Minus 136 plus 11. Minus 136 plus 11 becomes minus 125. And plus j is how much? 10 and 4, 40. 50j. 50 and 64, 114j. 114j minus 58j. 114 minus 58. 42 and 14, 56. So we get the correct answer again. Again we have obtained the same answer. Okay. So in these 3 videos I have fully demonstrated how to carry out the calculations for mutually rotating frames. How to find VPG and how to find the alternate method for VPG, VPF, VPM plus VP dash F concept. Rotating frame very important. And acceleration, how to obtain APG by taking different locations of frame M to be point A, and we have obtained the answer. So fully demonstrated. Okay. Now in 617 session we'll continue ahead. Okay. Then we'll take up the again problems on relative velocity between 2 points, such as shortest distance problems, and then relative velocity collision problems, which will be specified in the coming videos. Okay. This is all about today. So let's close it. Fine. All right. That's the end of it.